All right, let's look at the homework 15.7, problem number 6. All right, so we're going to use the midpoint rule to estimate the value of the triple integral. All right, so let's do that. All right, so first, the region is, let's see, x goes from 0 to 2, y goes from 0 to 2, and the z goes from 0 to 2. So we're looking at the cubic solid here. So you have, that's the x-axis. Here's the y-axis, and here is the z-axis. All right, so it's going to 2 here, and go 0 to 2, and 0 to 2. All right, so we are looking at the a cubic solid, so it's going to look like this. Go down here, and go here. And go down there, and go here, and go there, and go there, and here. Alright, so we're going to split that into 8 sub boxes. So it's going to look like this. So cut that in half there, cut that in half, and cut that in half, and cut that in half, and cut that in half there, and cut that in half there. And so, yeah, so you cut it, everything in half, basically. Right? So it's going to look like that. Oh, let's see, I'm going to have to put that in there. Alright, oh, I forgot that one. Alright. And let's see, so I'm going to have to put that through there. I'm going to have to put that through there. Alright, so you have 8 boxes. Alright, so what you need to do is we just need to find the midpoint of each box and plug it into the integrand and add them up. Alright, so let's find the delta V first. Let's see. Alright, delta V. Alright, so this is going to be, each cube is going to be 1 by 1 by 1. So it's going to be 1 times 1 times 1, which is actually 1. Right? So in order to do the midpoint, so you have, let's see, you have a cosine of x, y, z, right? So let's look at the first box, right? So let's look at the, it's kind of tough to see, and actually I didn't put the line through there, right? So let's start with the one closest to the origin. So that one is here. So this is the one. So we look at that one. All right, and you can hopefully see that. All right, so midpoint is going to be, so this is going to be 1/2, 1/2, 1/2 would be the midpoint. All right, so what you do is take, I'm going to let f of x, y, z to be the integrand, which is a cosine of x times y times z. Right? So actually, I'm going to use a GeoGebra. So hold on a sec. All right, I opened up a GeoGebra. So I'm going to define f of x, y, z. So colon equal. So it's going to be a cosine of x times y times z. All right? So hit enter. All right? So we got that. Alright, so what we want to do is plug in 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. So we're going to do f of 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, right? And plus. So we have to have 8 of these, right? So the next one, right, I'm going to move over to, how about this one right here? Right? So if you do that one, right, so x is going to be still 1/2, and y is going to be actually 1.5, and the z is going to be 1/2. So it's going to be here. So, whoops, so that's not what I want. GeoGebra, right? Right. Right, so next one would be, so I'm going to do 1/2, 1/2, or actually, let's do it systematically. So how about this? 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. I have to move one of them to 3 halves. So I'm going to do 3 half there, right? And then next one, plus f of, right? So I'm going to use a 1 half here, and I'm going to put 3 half there, and 1 half there, right? So each coordinate is going to be either a 0.5 or 1.5. So we just have to come up with all possible combination, right? So we got that, right? And another one is f of, right? So 3 halves, well, actually, I already done that. So you have a 1 half, comma, 1 half, comma, 3 halves, right? So we got that. So we have 0 3 halves here. This one has, these are the only 1 3 halves, right? So next one is f of, right? How about the 2 3 halves? So you have a first 3 halves, you have a 3 halves, and then 1 half. Or f of, right? So you have a 1 half, and you have a 3 halves, and then 3 halves, right? Or we can have f of 3 halves, comma 1 halves, comma 3 halves, right? I think that's all a possibility. And last one is all 3 of them are 3 halves. So you have a 3 halves, and 3 halves, and the 3 halves, right? Then we're going to hit enter, right? So we got that. Actually, we want the numerical value, so you have a numeric. And then I'm going to put the $1. Actually, it's actually $2, sorry. And then, and how many, round to the 3 decimal places. So I'll put 3 first, see what I get. Right, 4.1, actually, I have to go a little bit lower. So I have to go to, actually I have to go to 4. Right, so I got the 4.104, and I'm supposed to multiply by delta V, but delta V is 1, so it's actually exactly the same number. So 4.104. So I'm going to go up here, and I get the 4.104. And then I'm going to check the answer, submit for testing. Alright, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear. Alright, maybe I'll show you this. Alright.